Yeah. So how do you actually have like a work-life balance? You know, some people are on the side of like, I don't agree with work-life balance, just follow your passion. Some people are like, I'm more of the mindset of like having like a work-life balance. But what does that actually look like for you?
If you had told me that, years ago when we first started working, I remember you and I used to grind late nights, early mornings, all the time. But the fact of the matter is there is 168 hours in the week. That is literally all I did is took 24 and multiplied it by seven. The average, I wish it was more complicated than that, but that's all I did.
Yeah.
Um, the average person needs, even if you're sleeping about 8 hours a day, just say you're sleeping, you need 8 hours. You say that I want 8 hours of sleep every day. That's 35 hours. So, wait, yeah, eight times seven is 56.
Seven.
So,
Yeah.
um, so you're still at like what, 168 minus 56. So you're still at like 112 hours. So you still, even if you're getting the full 8 hours of sleep every night, you still have 112 hours in the week. Let's say that you're just a super grinder and you're working 60, 80 hours a week. We'll just say 80. You still have 32 hours left in the week. So when I was working with, Andy Triva from ESW Capital, the thing that he made me realize is that it's not that you don't have enough time or you're too busy. It's that most people have problems with time management. That's really where the problem
Hmm.
exists. Because there's technically, we just did the math. Technically, there is no way that you can't get everything you need to do. Even if you're grinding 80 hours a week, you still have 32 hours left over to do work. The problem is that people are so distracted with other stuff, with social media and everything else, that you're not as focused and not as fixed on things that you need to get do. So then therefore, people, I'll just do it tomorrow, and it gets pushed off, or and that's not to say that you can't be busy, but I say that to say that one, there's you allocate time to what's important to you. And a very successful guy told me one time, a big CEO of a big company told me that if family is important for you, you schedule meetings on your calendar, you schedule your lunches. If you need to, schedule your family time as well. And that's literally what I do now. I schedule family time,
Yeah.
and treat that family time the same way that you would treat a meeting or anything else on your calendar. Like, this is my family time. I'm going to do that. And again, there's 168 hours in the week, so you should be able to allocate some time to family. You just have to prioritize that, and it's hard. I mean, I get it. I'm in the same boat. It's hard,
Yeah.
but again, mathematically, and I'm again, this is why I'm a data guy. Mathematically, there is no such thing as I don't have enough time. It is I am not focused. My time management skills need to be better than what they currently
Time management.
are. Hard truths, man. I mean, you have
Yeah.
to look at hard truths. And again, I am probably as busy as they come right now. It is 8:43 on a Thursday, and I'm doing an interview with you. You know what I mean? So uh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get it. You know what I mean?
And thank you. Yeah. And definitely thank you. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's all love, bro. It's all love. But again, it's just it's time management, and it's also having a family that understands us, a family, a spouse that understands that you have to put the time in, you have to grind, because whenever you're chasing one thing, there's another thing that's getting away.
Right.
Whether that's significant others, whether that's love, whatever's important to you, there's always something else getting away. Uh,
Right.
but you have to figure out kind of what makes the most sense for you, what's really important to you, and really focus on that and put effort. I think that's the biggest part of it, trying to put the effort in. And you're not going to be perfect. We're human, so it's not
Right.
going to be perfect, but you have to try to find that balance.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, the time management, I feel like you hit it on the head. Like I haven't heard nobody describe it like that, but like, I'm working full time. And I'm doing, trap, got a project called Trap You I'm working on and doing this podcast, right? So it's like I plan a lot of what I have to do around, wanting to spend time, with my lady and family, and then work comes next because that's paying the bills, right? And that's how I'm building my good credit.
Yeah,
And then
you know,
and plus, I work at a Black Unicorn, first time ever, and it's just like a way different experience, right? And then I plan everything else around those main priorities, right? So like even me and you will have conversations, and I actually spend a lot of time on, well, actually now I don't spend as much time, but it's like now develop a system for it, with managing, my investments, right? So I don't have to look at my investments every day, right? I just look at them, maybe 4 hours a week, right? Because I have it pretty much automated, right? So it's like you find ways to carve out extra time by creating these systems and setting up alerts and stuff. And right. And with my podcast, I can actually record these interviews, when I have time,
Right.
what I'm saying? I can post it when I actually have time, versus, if I had to go into an office, which is why I love remote work, right? Because I can literally, prioritize my life over my work. So,
it's funny, and it's probably a little crazy at the same time, but my time management stuff even comes down to something as simple as where I eat. So say I want McDonald's, or my nephew wants McDonald's when he's riding with me in the car.
yeah,
I literally, if there's a McDonald's that I have to make a U-turn with, but then there's also a McDonald's 2 miles down the road that's on the same side, that's in the same direction that I'm going, I would literally drive that 2 miles to where I'm going before I get to
yeah,
McDonald's instead of making that U-turn. Because people don't realize that U-turn is even, again, when you go back to time management, another time sink. And I actually just had one of the girls that I mentor, she started doing this, and she's like, oh, I'm so much more productive, because she realized that when she was running errands, instead of trying to get everything on a single path and doing everything that was, say, on the right side of the street, then making that U-turn and coming back, she was going to this side and making a U-turn going back there. And she realized that, before she knew it, she was spending an hour and a half, 2 hours in her car just driving. I was like,
mm-hmm,
like, Ash,
mm-hmm,
imagine if you were if you were going to one side of town, you did everything that you had to do on that side of town first, and you came back to the other side of town, you finished everything you had to do, how much more productive you would do. And even something as simple as that, I literally just got off a call with her this past Tuesday, and she was like, I am so much, like, it's been so much better. And I think a lot of people just don't think of it like that. But once you get that in your mindset, you ingrain that into your mindset, you'll be surprised how much of your time
right. But I think I can't give you credit for that, man. I think you stole that from UPS, because UPS actually does that. They realize if they change their route to where it was all left turns or something like that, they were able to use less gas. So yeah, I think you stole that from them, bro.
Well, I mean, that's fine. I mean, sometimes feeling is repurposing, so they say that there's no such thing as a new good idea. There's always someone else has always had it. You just refine it to make it better. So thank you
Right.
for that. Trying to get lost, but I just thought I was trying to save gas and be efficient. So
Yeah.